Welcome back to Beards and Brews. This week's review is going to be The Long Kiss Goodnight, starring Gina Davis and Samuel L. Bad Motherfucker Jackson. Gentlemen.
Well, if I've ever seen True Lies that wasn't True Lies, it's this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of little ridiculous moments in here.
Little ridiculous
Yeah,
moments?
a little bit.
You're gonna die screaming. Die screaming, motherfucker. Boom.
I was more thinking about the speed skating across the ice that just showed. Where was this ice before? I don't know. But speed skating across it to catch up with a car.
Well, the ice is on the water. That's where ice belongs.
Now, that is also a reoccurring theme throughout this entire fucking movie. Gina Davis in cold-ass water.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. For whatever reason, nobody's cold in this movie. Like, even when they're really supposed to. They're just like, hum-de-hum-de-hum.
She'll be dead in 5 minutes. 2 hours later, I think I need a bath. I'm a dirty girl.
And the guy's just like, oh, God.
So pretty much the premise to this movie, correct me if I'm wrong, is that this woman woke up in a river or coming up from a river or something a few years ago, 2 months pregnant, and then she just started a new life from there. And we don't know anything that happened before that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jane Bond
You got-
just rolls into small town USA.
You know what? I'm really glad you said that because we're going to draw a lot of parallels to Die Hard. This movie was directed by the guy who did Die Hard 2. I was going to say Jane McClane's got amnesia, rolls into a good old suburb, has a family, wakes up, PTSD from Nakatomi Plaza, and goes fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like she has amnesia for how long was it that she had this family going? Like the child is like 8, so
Yeah, it apparently exactly 8 years.
okay. Stuff started coming back to her.
Yeah, I guess she went through a lot of shit. Like, she does get tortured quite a bit. It's
Mhm.
kind of a thing in this movie. I don't know. And it, like, comes back to her step by step, and all of a sudden she's just, like,
Step
fucking-
by step.
yeah, she's just fucking
oh,
Jane Wick.
baby.
Yeah, just day by day, she gets better.
A-dooby-doo-bop-a-doo.
So yeah, she's got this daughter, she's got a husband now. She's doing like holiday parades and stuff, middle class white woman living in upstate New York or Massachusetts or somewhere up there.
Something way up there. Like, this place is like a stone's thrown away from the fucking Canadian border, because they get there in fucking no time later on.
15 minutes. Can we get there in 15 minutes? And he's like, turn this car around. But the real star of this is, to me anyways, early Gina Davis. While she still has the amnesia and it's coming back to her, because she's so bubbly and fun with this fucking skill set of murderous talent. Chefs do that.
Dude, it was so great. That got a genuine, like, laugh out of me. I'm just like, haha, this is murderously wholesome.
You're talking about the scene where she just discovers that she has the skill set of a chef and starts chopping up everything, and she's like, give me something else to cut. I gotta cut something else. Chop, 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 chop. Give me something else. And she ends up slinging like a chef's knife up against the wall and catching a tomato with it.
Dude,
Yep.
like, the fucking mood switch going from, like, wow, this is kind of like an 80s movie moment to, like, bum, bum.
Suddenly, everyone is scared.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was like a really, I get why they did it, but I thought it was an odd switch because
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I was hanging out with my wife and she was like, chop, 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 tomato, bam, I stuck it to the wall, I'd be like, oh, shit.
It's like straight up just, like, taking that shit to the bedroom. It's like, honey, we're going.
Exit. Stage right.
Oh, no. It's like Snagglepuss.
I'd be like, girl, you can't abuse that chef's knife. That was a $90 chef's knife. Damn.
Oh,
And then
no.
that
It's like
dude from ShamWow comes in.
I thought you were going to say it was like that part of that fucking 10-piece Ron Popeil set or whatever. You get a fucking Turkish bastard too.
Yes.
No, the hot meat injector.
Oh.
That fucking cutaway of that infomercial is disgusting. I'm just gonna leave my fucking feces right here and right here. Wow, it's fantastic. Just said it and forget it.
Fuck. she's having a party, and it cuts away to introduce Sam Jackson's character. And from the second we get to meet Sam Jackson, fuck, is he, like, I can honestly say this is my favorite role for Sam Jackson.
It's almost if like Jules from Pulp Fiction dressed up like Indiana Jones Sr. and just broke in on a fucking prostitute ring. He's like, hey, motherfucker.
You want to get ass fucked? No. I'll hire a man to ass fuck you.
No, okay.
Do you have it? Because it's fucking golden.
This movie altogether, spoiler alert, I thought was okay. Sam Jackson's dialogue in this movie is great, though. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna make sure you're ass fucked in prison for the rest of your life or something like that. And if my case is thrown out because I was too violent, I will personally hire men to follow you around and ass fuck you.
And then he goes on to ask him, like, are you a fan of ass fucking? And just starts fucking just drilling him right there. And the guy's just like, listen, let's just make a fucking deal.
And that was a really cool thing, that he was a bogus cop and he had hired some bums to pretend to be cops just to, you know, extort this man for money.
Mm-hmm.
And that one loses its lunch.
He's just like, bleh.
But
Man.
he's a private investigator, right? That's what he's actually, like, his profession is.
Yeah. The movie puts him on as, like, you know, kind of like a low-rent PI, almost like a POS instead. But really, like, he turns out he's a good guy. He's just always trying to do the right thing. But also has, like, a side hustle where he turns his assistant into a prostitute so he can fucking rob people.
It's wonderful. And man, once they get together, their chemistry together is fucking amazing. Gina Davis and Sam Jackson in this movie really work off each other well.
No, 100% agree. Like, even if, like, Gina Davis's lines sometimes are just, like, really just, like, stiff. Like, especially, like, later on when she, like, turns into, like, full Samantha or Charlie, whatever it is.
Charlie, yeah.
Charlie, yeah. She gets really, I don't know, I don't want to say full of herself, but, like, her lines are just, like, really bad. And Sam Jackson's just like, listen, I'm going to take care of this scene, and it's going to be 2,000% better.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like the scene where, we won't spoil it right now, but the scene...
Here is a spoiler for you. One of those lines that she says happens literally after the flashback. She's out skating with the kid. The kid falls down, hurts its wrist, and she's like, get up. Life is pain. You gotta get used to it. Like, she turns into Rambo.
Yeah, he's like, and the kid's like, what does it do? Oh, no, it turns blue.
Did you bring guns? No. You ain't gonna fix nothing.
Oh, Christ. But, like, I know we're, like, loving on Samuel L. Jackson, but, like, if anybody right now go see the movie, you'll understand, like, he will not let any scene or any dialogue go and feel awkward. Like, he knows how to just, like, take it like a baby and caress it and fix the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, it's almost like that perfect Spike setup. They're a volleyball team. Gina's like, here you go. And he's like, spiked. Like, okay, so we're going to jump ahead. There's a guy with one eye. He's in prison. He gets out to attack her. Guess what? She kills him, breaks his neck. That's what chefs do. Chefs do that.
Yeah. Like, just to set this up, so, of course, Gina Davis used to be, like, the secret super weapon for the government. And she becomes, like, this, like, fixture in her, like, little town's parade. And for some reason, that parade is telecast to the prison where the gentleman is who tried to, like, kill her in the first place. And for some reason, he has, like, the only TV.
Yeah, it's in a cage, and he sees her at a fucking Macy's Day Parade. He's like, no! And instantly escapes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just before all this, though, is actually what I think triggered all of her sort of relapsing, or if that's what you'd want to call it. She's driving someone back from the holiday party that she was at.
Oh, you're right.
And yeah, she's in a car wreck. She hits a deer because someone was trying to grab a titty or something. She got distracted. Smashes right into a deer, and she gets flown out of the car. And from that moment on, she starts having like these little flashes, these flashbacks of her past.
Okay, I don't mean to laugh through that whole thing, but God, I laughed so hard at this moment. It's not even a joke. Like, she does get propelled out of the car through the windshield. She lands, she gets up, she's bloodied, she's battered, she kind of stumbles around. She walks over to the deer and just goes, no witnesses, and then passes out again. I don't understand why she had to do that.
She died like that in Beetlejuice. Got to fucking wreck a car all the time. Also, her attire the entire time that she is Susie Homemaker is literally the outfit she wore in Beetlejuice.
I mean, I'll take it. Like, this movie grabs from all kinds of stuff.
But yeah, she murders One-Eye Jack.
The dude rolls in with like an assault rifle with like a grenade fucking attachment to it or whatever.
It's a shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was? Because like he like fires around. It's like almost incendiary. Kaboom! And blows out the whole side of the house.
Yeah.
It's lever action or whatever because he's spinning it like the 1887s on fucking Terminator 2.
Oh, this fucking movie. Just it's so ridiculous and entertaining.
She fucking knocks him unconscious with a beautiful pie.
Yeah, there's even like he's even bloodied from it. Like, what the fuck was in that pie? Just like, oh hey kids, it's pumpkin and razor blade day.
No, it was in like a ceramic pie plate thing.
Oh,
I thought it was one of the pies from Killer Clowns.
But I like that because after she does that, she like knocks him out with the pie. She has like, and you can't even tell if it's like pie filling or blood that she's licking off her finger.
Chefs do that.
Yeah, I guess.
And how the fuck does just Sam Jackson roll up instantly on the scene? He's like, "Here I am, motherfucker, let's hit the road." She's like, "Yep."
Yep, guess this is happening. And then the cops come in and they're like, "Put your hands up." He's like, "I didn't do nothing. He's the one that you want over there."
Yeah, and the cops are just like, "No, he's it. Oh, trigger finger."
He's the one that you want.
Yeah, I killed him, and I do it again.
And from here on, it turns into like a really bloody version of Tommy Boy. It's a road trip now.
Oh man, you ain't wrong. I wrote that down too. It's like it's a feel-good road trip movie.
It really is.
Yeah, she takes a trip
goodness.
with Sam Jackson to find out who she used to be.
Yeah, and just to fill in quickly, Sam Jackson's assistant found the old place where she used to stay at and had a ton of shit of her old life. So like he brought it with him, and through that we find all the connections and stuff for the next bit of movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, but can we discuss Sam Jackson and the big titty jogger?
Yeah, that jogger had some big ass titties.
Yeah, and Gina Davis is trying to call him on it, like, "Wow, you're such a fucking horn dog." He's like, "What? Big old titties."
You can see them titties coming from around the corner. Give you time to fix your hair.
I like how like Gina Davis is kind of like not really self-conscious in that moment, but like or whatever. Like he tries to console us, like, "Oh, it's okay. You're like an 8 out of 10." He's like, she's like, "Oh," and to himself, "From the neck up."
Damn.
Yeah, no, he says that. He's like, "Yeah, you got her beat. Hands down, you got her beat from the neck up."
Yeah.
Now we get introduced to the next chunk of movie and like her secret life, and the first person we get is Brian Cox. And my lord, does he have the fucking funniest line in this entire film. He is sitting there trying to eat a TV dinner with what appears to be his wife, and she has a small Pomeranian sitting in her lap. This dog is licking its ass. And he throws down his fork and knife and he goes, "I can't eat." And she goes, "What's the problem, dear?" "That dog has been licking its ass for the past 3 hours. I submit there's nothing there worth more than 1 hour's attention. So it's either gone for good or there to stay." And he gets up and walks off.
And he's so matter of fact about it. He's just like, "Listen, I kind of want to kill you both."
I'm gonna.
Yeah, and Charlie or Samantha, whatever the fuck her name is, calls him and is like, "Hey, it's me." And he's like, "I know who you are. Meet me in New Jersey."
Yeah. So Sam Jackson hits the road again with old Gina Davis, and you get some of Sam Jackson's backstory. And does he deliver it in such a fucking beautiful way?
I'm trying to remember. Like I remember him like chilling with his kid and stuff, and turns out his wife's kind of a cunt.
Ex-wife.
Or ex-wife, rather.
Definitely ex-wife. Yeah, you're talking about how he went to prison for 4 years for somebody at his job reporting him for stealing some bonds or something.
Yeah.
They framed you for it? Oh, no, I fucking stole that.
It was good. Because he sets up the story to make it seem like he was set up. And she goes, "So you were framed?" "Oh, hell no. I stole that shit." He's just all matter of fact and proud about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this entire movie is basically him just like always kind of like at rock bottom and just kind of sit like just living with it. Like even later on, like when he's laid on the road, he just fucking just lights a cigarette.
Oh man, that is a fucking amazing scene. Could you imagine getting kicked out of a fucking moving vehicle and just being like, fuck it, and just lighting a cigarette, laying there and waiting for a car to run you over?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be broken, but I'm gonna light one up just for the fucking road.
Might as well.
Yeah.
So they wind up going to the train station. Gina Davis is just so just hilariously coy about everything. And then we get a visit from the gentleman who used to, I guess, be her handler or partner in crime or whatever.
Handler.
I don't know.
Turns out to be her baby daddy.
Yeah, it's very true. And he has this like thing where he can tell if someone's lying or not. It's whatever. And she's just like, hey, can't buy me a drink, I'm married, I'm not interested. And the guy's just like, hey, you know me, right? And she's like, no, I don't. And it's like, oh, you're telling the truth.
Oh, you really don't? Huh.
Excuse me one moment. Insert intense firefight.
Just
Dude,
all
what's
hell
that?
breaks loose in this train station. All of his goons come in and just they barely make it out alive.
Yeah.
Dude, this fucking whole scene is goddamn ridiculous. And I'll
It
say
is.
that plenty of times during this review because they send all these people down to just take her out to just wipe her off the face of the planet. And it just starts off with fucking Sam Jackson shooting a guy through his pocket, blowing this dude away. And through any exit they try to run through, there's just like 4 people with assault rifles just like marching in like it's nobody's business.
Spraying the fucking place down. Remember, no Russian. And all of the people doing like the slow-mo falls over luggage.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
that poor bellhop. Oh no.
Like this is a packed train station, and I feel like literally half of the people have guns. Like not just got automatic weapons, fully automatic rifles.
Yeah.
They just pull out of nowhere.
Yeah. To me, the most ridiculous bit comes when they make it upstairs.
Oh yeah.
They throw
Oh.
a grenade, and
the exact same thing that happened in Die Hard 2. Like, what the fuck? He even has time to be like, okay, you go left, you go right, or something like that. Rolls in grenade. Fuck it, let's get out of here. And then like 10 days later, it explodes.
but not only does it explode, it blows up the size of like a fucking nuke.
Yeah. Like the explosion, these flames travel straight through the hallways and out through the window that they like shoot their guns through and like jump out.
Yeah, and as
It's
they're
very
falling,
dramatic.
they shoot the ice below them so they can fall
It's-
into that.
It's like a Looney Tunes thing, or like that bit from Young Guns 2 where he just like fires that hole into the fucking floor.
Yep. Spinning in a circle. That's a good scene.
Oh man. And like this is another thing where like nobody's cold. They dive into this ice water, make it out alive. Congratulations, they did it. But they just walk off like it's nothing.
Yeah, like okay, what is this water? There's just like a lake setting directly outside this train station or something. Like I mean, like it would have to be within 5 feet from the train station.
Sir, it's for the ice train.
Look, they wrote this scene, and that's as far as they got.
They're like, that would be cool. Do it.
We got to have something outside for them to land on. You want like an awning with leaves or something? That's classic. Or a pile of garbage, a dumpster? Nah. Have them shoot some holes in this ice and have them jump into the water. Yeah, let's do that. Why is the water there? It doesn't matter.
Well, what happens
Dude.
after that? They get rescued by Brian Cox, and he's got another great one-liner.
Oh, the one about the gun in his dick.
No. They fucking get in. He's like, I just jumped out of a window. And he goes, yes, and tomorrow we'll go to the zoo. Gina Davis looks at him, and she goes, you trained me? He goes, that's right. You're an assassin, Harry.
Nice. I don't understand like why Sam Jackson and Gina Davis are just so weird about this guy. Like I know they just like went through like a traumatic situation, but like this guy knows a shit ton of information they need to survive the next X amount of whatever. And
Yeah.
then Sam Jackson's like, no, he's one of them. Fucking get him. And they
It's
just
got to
turn
be a
on him.
setup.
Yeah, they just leave him out in the fucking cold.
They fucking pull a Stone Cold. Don't trust anybody. I know you just saved me. Stone Cold Stunner. Just...
Is that what they did? They left him out in the cold? Because I thought, like, at first glance, I thought they, like, knocked him out and put him in the trunk or something.
No.
No, they just
They
left
need
his
him in
ass
the
in the middle of
crotch.
the woods.
Huh.
Drove away. And she's like, I know where we're going. We're going to go visit my finance.
He's a suitor.
She said her piece and counted to 3, walked away for 8 years, and now she's back.
But he does have one line that helps us a little bit later. He says, well, certainly Daedalus knows you're alive. So we know Daedalus is probably a bad guy. Whoever he is, probably a bad guy.
And we assume that it's the fellow that she met at the train station, but really that's code name for the government official for like CIA or whatever, working for the president. This goes all the way up.
Oh, just like that girl's legs.
She
Wait,
just
what
got
girl's legs? I ain't see no girl.
And trimmers, bro.
Y'all talking about the kid?
Ew!
Oh no, Timmy and your tall ass.
But now they show up at some like farm, and I guess this is supposed to be her fiance, and she's like, I know that he pees sitting down. We're engaged. And I'm going to go feed this horse with him. And Sam Jackson's like, all right, motherfucker. And then Brian Cox shows back up and he's like, I got a gun too.
No, you missed out a line back there when Gina Davis is telling him like how like all this stuff that she knows about him. It's like, I know his birthday is this. I know all of this. I know he sits down when he pees, and he's like, that's enough. I'm getting a boner here.
Like he has like line after line in this bit because like Gina Davis and that one fellow with the horses, they're just all fucking off somewhere. And Sam Jackson's like, da-na-na-na-na, I got a gun, da-na-na-na-na, and a rifle too, da-na-na-na-na, I'm a bad motherfucker. So when they come, I know just what to do. Click, click, held up immediately.
That's a reoccurring theme. Sam Jackson's like, I got this. I do not, in fact, have this at all.
Yeah.
But then Nathan shows back up, the Brian Cox, and he's like, what's going on? Where is she? Oh, she's over there with her ex-fiance. She doesn't have an ex-fiance. That's Daedalus.
That's the target. And then he turns around, he's like, man, and punches her in the face as a chopper arrives on the scene.
Yeah, suddenly shit hits the fan. It's just so ridiculous. Like, they're both captured. Gina Davis winds up getting tied to a water wheel that was somewhere on the property, I guess. Probably in the same logic that there's a river next to the fucking train station. Just whatever.
I'm buying this more than I'm buying, like, that lake or what pond, whatever it was, 5 feet from the train station.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough on that one, because, it is a farm, and he seems very wealthy.
Yeah.
Now, suddenly, we're greeted with that whole tied to a water wheel thing, and you go, huh, where's everybody at? Well, you find out in just a moment after the guy's like, all right, I'm going to leave because, it's like James Bond. Take a deep breath. We're going to do the torture thing.
Yeah.
Man, that dude's lines are fucking trash. Like, the antithesis of Sam Jackson being the best in this movie, the bad guy in this movie just has all the awful, just like, dirtbag lines.
Are you talking about Timothy or Daedalus?
The fellow
The
that
main
has, like,
villain.
Yeah. He's just such a fucking brat. Like, I just didn't fucking care. Like, I know he had to be there, but man, he wasn't, like, imposing at all. Whatever.
No.
He also seems kind of young to be, like, a big bad, Like, maybe switch the two guys. Have, what's his name, David Morse? Maybe he should have been the big bad.
Oh, he seems like one of those fellas on those, like, MTV love shows. Like, I'm 25 and feisty. Nice.
Could you imagine if they would have switched that role with Brian Cox? The way he was delivering his lines in this, I think it would have been beautiful.
It would have made a lot more sense, especially like given her time in the agency or whatever. Like he could have been like the head honcho or whatever, gone rogue.
Yeah, but just think about the delivery. If he was the one doing it, take a deep breath. We're gonna do the torture thing, and then he just kind of walks away and just be like, okay. It just wasn't fun with the other guy. True. Not to mention, as soon as she goes underwater, we're greeted with a big dead Cox.
Yeah, while she's on this torture wheel, she ends up remembering a line that Brian Cox said earlier about, keeping a gun for safekeeping, down there.
Yeah, like I said earlier, he went on something about his dick gun about, going through airport security, and they never touch a man's Johnson to see if he has anything down there. They don't want to get a case of the gaze or nothing.
That's contagious up there. Yeah, so she wriggles one hand free and, finds her way to that little gun down there, pops back up, and pow, pow, pow. Bad guy's incapacitated.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. He took like fucking 6 rounds to the chest, and he's just like, "Oh, I think I can make it through this."
Let me give you a little bit more dialogue before I die, please.
He's basically like, "Quick, let me say something. I need to earn my SAG check."
Oh. But now she goes and rescues Sam Jackson, and it gives us one of the weirdest, fucking most unnecessary views of like fetal, naked, beaten Sam Jackson.
Like, did they have to make it so fucking visceral? Like, did they have to make it look like they legitimately beat the innocence out of this man?
Now, his name is definitely Toby by now.
Dude, I kid you not, it looked like somebody looking down from the deck of the Amistad. It's not a good scene.
You're not wrong. I got a little bit of that scene from Django Unchained when they opened the box and his wife was in it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I was just like, oof, why? But of course, he shakes it off immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're at a hotel room, and Gina Davis is having like this shower scene makeover bit where she's bleaching her hair and all this weird shit, and Sam Jackson just wakes up from his grievous wounds like nothing ever happened, and she's like, "Hey, look at my tits," and rips a bandage off of him.
Yeah, that was a weird scene. Like, I feel like she's, during this scene, really trying to make over herself as a person, like, go back to who she was. Even if she's not completely there yet, she's, like, trying to just do, like, a visual character change. Like, I'm this hot, feisty assassin now, and so I'm going to show you my tits.
Yeah, but it kind of comes off like, no, Mom, it's not a phase.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like...
Definitely.
And even Sam Jackson tried to play like devil's advocate. It's like, no, stop trying to suck my dick. This is your family. This is what we have to fight for.
Yeah, exactly. But my theory for this is that she's probably like, okay, she started out as Samantha and she's working her way back to Charlie. My theory is she's like 50 to 60% Charlie, and she's trying to nudge herself to get all the way back there. I don't know how true that is. You have to ask her, but that's what I got.
No, 100%, but the scene in itself doesn't work. She is much better Gina Davis as innocent school teacher Gina Davis with magical killing abilities.
Dude, I was totally into like the whole half and half thing. I was like, oh, I am a school teacher with a murderer inside me.
Yes, it worked way better than now I'm kind of like slutty peroxide Eminem.
Yeah, she definitely became more anemic for some reason. And she takes this whole new attitude out into the streets of, I guess, Atlantic City. And she's just walking around waiting to get raped, apparently. That's how the movie just goes.
No, she does lay one line that I chuckled at. Like, a guy approaches her with a gun, was like, hey, you need some company? Because I guess he thought that she was a prostitute or something, or...
Yeah,
I don't
me
know.
too.
Hey, you need some company? Nah, I'm saving myself for when I get raped.
Wow. And then he's like get in the app. And she goes, oh man, you guys couldn't wait till midnight. And then Sam Jackson's there like, I'm going to save the day. And then they get into an argument. And the guy in the alley is like, hey, what about me and my big fucking gun? He's like, shut up. And Gina Davis just takes the gun.
Yeah.
Are you always this stupid, or did you take lessons? I took lessons!
Yeah, he's just trying to do the right thing, but he always makes things worse, kind of, sometimes. For whatever reason, the explanation here is just like, oh, they're headhunters, they're looking for me, they're kind of like assassins, and they never work by themselves, it's almost just like velociraptors, they never attack from the front, always from the side.
Clever girl.
Yeah.
But they kill them all quick, and Gina Davis is like, you're fucking my shit up. Get out of my car.
And like we mentioned earlier, Sam Jackson is just so fucking cool. It's like, even though he's figuratively and literally a broken man on the side of the road after getting kicked out of the car, he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. And just fucking lights one up right there in the middle of the road, just waiting to fucking end it all.
Yeah, except for the fact that she circles the block and she's like, get back in.
Oh,
Yeah,
you found a use for me, huh?
I feel like that's just like she drives around for a second and is like, fuck, I can't just leave him there. All right, come on, get in.
It just feels
Yeah,
kind
but
of...
could you imagine kicking somebody out of your car, circling the block, and they're still just laying there smoking a cigarette?
And isn't that his car?
Yeah.
But it's okay. Like, I know the movie tried really hard to get her into like the new assassin mode, but I think it's also immediately trying to like backpedal a little bit and get a little like humanization in there. You know, they're
Mhm.
trying to bridge the gap between assassin hard ass. Like,
Yeah.
she has a heart somewhere in there. It's cold as ice, but it's in there.
The assassin with a heart of gold.
But once he gets back in, she's like, all right, here's what's going to happen. I'm leaving the country. I need a passport and money. And he's just like, well, don't we fucking all? And she's like, well, I've got this stuff. I've got this key. It unlocks a box in Buffalo. But the only problem is I got to go back to my house, my real house, and get it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk through the suburban area with a giant sniper rifle and hope nobody sees me in broad daylight. Let's go.
For real.
Yeah, just sitting there in the fucking, nothing but the great open sky above them.
Speaking of sky above them, what I've got today is from Allagash Brewing Company from somewhere in Maine. It's their North Sky Stout. It's a 7.5% ABV. Just says a basic stout. It's got a good dry roasted aroma to it, but I'm gonna need a second for this head to die down.
Yeah, Sam Jackson needed a second because that head was not trying to die down.
Oh,
Da-na-na-na-na.
She kicked me out of the car because I wouldn't let her suck my dick.
Da-da-da-da-da. I guess that shit just did the trick.
Are you using your new official Beards and Brews cup?
I am using the official Beards and Brews tasting vessel.
I mean, it could be testing too, because if
Testing.
it takes off, that could be a thing. That's right, merchandise, everybody, buy it up.
Merchandising.
Beards and Brews the goblet, Beards and Brews the flamethrower.
The kids will love it. I can't say anything bad about it. Pretty dry actually, and that's how I like a stout. It's smooth, it's not harsh, it's dry, bold stout. No coffee or chocolate, just malt.
Northern Sky Stout. It'll get you drunk.
Sure will.
Fuck fat bitches in no time.
Oh, speaking of shit you would only do when you're drunk, she's fucking checking out her family at the nativity scene through a rifle scope.
I get she's supposed to have a moment where she's like, oh wait, I said I didn't care about this kid, but it's still my kid and I'm still a mother. Family. Also sniper rifle.
Yeah, she goes back to get that little charm bracelet, and then she's like, well, maybe I'll take a look and see how she's doing through the scope of the sniper rifle.
Look how cute she bang!
Oh, it was an accident, I swear.
Oh, it's like mission failed. Snake! Dun, dun, dun.
Reload. The horn starts a honking because, that's what she reduced Sam Jackson's amazing character to, is sitting in the car honking a horn for Miss Daisy.
Yes, Miss Daisy.
And they go on this car chase. They zoom out of this suburb where they live for a good while, and Gina Davis catches up to them on ice skates.
Yeah, I don't know how this happened. She has time to put on skates, lace them up, and then skate across this frozen lake, river. I don't know what it is, but she catches up to this car chase.
I just find it really hard for somebody to move that fast on ice without their super suit.
But she skates across. She fucking fires a few rounds and kills the driver immediately. No fucking problem. They high five and they're like, let's get out of town. And he's like, okay. In the meantime, though, fucking baby daddy drama is happening. He shows up at the nativity, snatches the kid with, I guess he just walks around with some sort of knockout gas?
I mean, don't you?
No.
He's like, hey, kid, what does this smell like?
They
Just
fucking
steals
goes
a kid, steals a kid in the middle of the church, and nobody says a thing.
In the middle of a town where surely everybody knows everybody.
Yeah. And even an hour later, nobody is searching for this kid or anything. It's just she must have went home or something.
She's ice skating. What kids do while dressed like an angel doing a nativity scene.
For sure.
Hey, did you hear that? Ring, ring. It's your cell phone. And guess what? I got your kid. Meet me at the Hotel Motel Holiday Inn.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yes.
But this is the little thing we were talking about. 15 minutes, he has to quickly make it to a phone company or the Holiday Inn, because they don't want to, have their child get blinded and shot in the knees.
Yeah,
I just think they went to the phone company so they didn't have to go to New Jersey again.
I was a little bit confused about, okay, you're supposed to go to this Holiday Inn, but instead you go to the phone company and do something way more complicated.
Yeah, what if he was needing you there physically? What if he was like, I'm going to be at the Holiday Inn? And they're like, nah, man, just get there. He's going to call.
Yeah.
You got to trace the calls. Uh-oh, he's at Niagara Falls.
Niagara.
Like, I didn't even know, like, phone companies had the power to, like, trace calls like a police station or something like that. Like, they were using the same powers that the fucking government was trying to track her.
I mean, it kind of makes sense that they do, but I don't know if they actually do. They probably do, right?
Oh, smash cut the Niagara Falls.
For reals. Now, not only are we going to smash cut, I just want to say this is where the movie really gets die-hardy.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, for sure.
It's just Die Hard at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Like, oh no, hostage situation. Oh no, let's amp up all the fucking stakes, like, immediately. Remember all that stuff we mentioned at the beginning of the movie? Yeah, now it's 100 times worse for whatever reason.
And the guy brings the child a baby doll. He's like, the kid gets a doll on Christmas. We're not monsters. And yes,
And
you
the guy
are.
beside him is just, the guy beside him is like, yeah, I am. What are you trying to say?
Wait.
I literally filleted a guy at the beginning of the movie, and I was happy about it.
We're going to kill 4,000 people and blame Muslims. We're not good people. And he's like, but the kid gets a doll.
We are planning on killing her, but at least give her a doll.
She has to be the meat locker MacGyver. That's why.
MacGruber.
Yeah, but this has something to do with Operation Honeymoon. I don't exactly know what it is, but Operation Honeymoon, somehow she knows about that from back in the day, and it's just now coming through. And
Yeah, the operation is to cause a wild public disruption, kill a bunch of people, and blame it on, unfortunately, the Muslims.
To get some more funds.
yeah, budget cuts from the CIA, and they need a fake but real terrorist attack, and they'll blame it on the brown people.
Like, I love how the president was just like, yeah, I'm sorry about your funding, but hey, spoilers, health care. I'm like, where's this fucking guy to vote for?
For real. But she runs in, she snatches the kid, and all hell breaks loose because once again, Sam Jackson gets caught. And man, does it get fucking nuts. She falls into a thing, shoots some bullets, kerosine's pouring out. She gets the bright idea, because she knows 100% that filling that baby doll with kerosene is going to save her life.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what you got it. Yeah, okay. I must have blinked or something because I was like, what the fuck? Why is that baby pissing kerosene?
Yeah, like when they were down
Dude.
there and I saw like the camera sort of like focus on her eyes looking at the baby doll, I was like, all right, what's this bitch gonna do?
Man, when she falls down into that room and just starts shooting, all I pictured was Yosemite saying, "You're rooting, shooting, son of..." Just
Yeah! And of course, having a movie, like all these live rounds going to all these tanks and all this kerosene around and nothing goes up. Not a
Yeah.
damn thing. It's almost like the kerosene knows like, whoa. Main character, calm down, it's okay.
every other movie, Red Barrel equals boom.
And it will.
And so she gets locked in a meat locker, and this is where it gets kind of dark. He's like, "I'm gonna freeze you to death with your kid," and she takes the kid, and she's kind of back to mommy mode, and she's like hugging the kid. She's like, "Let's take a nap, sweetheart." I was like, Jesus.
We're gonna hibernate like polar bears.
Oh. And like the movie even takes an extra step. Like, she tries to pull the bad guy and is like, listen, like this is your kid. Like, look at her eyes. Those are your eyes. And the movie almost makes it fucking perfect. And the guy realizes like, oh shit, this is my kid. What am I doing? And then he's like, damn, a bastard. Whatever,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Man, fuck this kid. I don't want to have to pay child support.
That's where she gets all Rambo, and she's like, "You're gonna die screaming. Look me in the eyes and tell me I'm lying." And he's like, "Wah, wah." You're telling the truth.
Like, I think you're trying to come off as Rambo, but all I'm hearing is Jim Carrey from Cable Guy again.
Whatever. It's all the same.
It could be Jim Carrey from Cable Guy trying to be Rambo.
Well, maybe it's Jim Carrey trying to be Robin Hood. We'll see what happens.
Oh, Jim Carrey trying to be Robin Hood is Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
I'm taking
Good, but not him.
And of course, in Austin Powers fashion, you can't just fucking kill him. They just have to leave him in this like escapable situation.
It's a locked meat locker, a meat freezer. What's gonna happen? This baby doll is gonna piss kerosene, like fucking a gallon of kerosene.
Yes.
Okay. I was fucking stumped because not only did she like, I get it. The baby had kerosene in it and kerosene's flammable. Sure. But fuck. She blew up the entire compound with a baby doll.
Well, it's like a domino effect, and each domino makes less and less fucking sense. Like, she digs that little thing, that little channel with the meat hook, and she pours the gasoline so it ekes out perfectly into the kerosene room, because that's where you keep your kerosene.
Just barrels of kerosene or gasoline or whatever that was.
Yeah, just like, this is just like the fucking explosive room. The nitroglycerin's next door. And she tries to spark it off with the meat hook or the whatever iron she had, and it doesn't work. And the kid's like, "Hey, I have a MacGuffin in my cast. You can use this." And it's a fucking thing of matches. And she just like starts to cry. Oh baby.
Where that come from was at the very beginning when Mommy was about to leave on her little discovery journey. She was like, "Every day that I'm gone, light a candle for me." And then she's like, "Hey, I keep these matches in my cast for lighting your candle."
But why? Why would you keep them there? Why wouldn't you keep them next to the fucking candle?
Yeah, it's that moment where you're just like, I guess, it's mentioned before, so I guess, it's like, it works, sure.
Like, light and it's gonna blow up anyways. Let the bitch make a spark. Who cares?
I guess.
Yeah, exactly. See, you're just like, yeah, sure. What's next? And what's next is the most impossible fucking explosion that I've ever seen on fucking celluloid. The explosive room or kerosene room fucking ignites. It's huge. It basically levels this house. Now,
Yep.
all at the same time.
Wait, Sam Jackson's in this house.
Yes, all at the same time. The door to the ice room broken open so they can be free. Sam Jackson on the second floor, about to be murdered, is propelled out of the room, through the window, through a fucking sign, and into the fucking wilderness almost like a mile away.
Yeah, like straight into a big ass like pine tree or something, and he's okay.
I said, just like the old lady from Gremlins.
Oh no, rip in peace.
Now, did you guys catch that the little girl was dressed identical to Paddington Bear?
I didn't, and then my roommate said it, and I was like, "Oh fuck, she is. That is Paddington Bear."
This movie.
And this is where it takes, to me, the final turn to where I just started shaking my head like, all right, okay, we're getting,
Hi.
this is a little bit too far.
Yeah,
the
like
kid
the movie-
hides a goddamn bomb truck.
Yeah, she does. She's like, Mommy tells the daughter, "Hey, run and hide somewhere while Mommy is fighting."
Well, I guess
Alright.
you should specify like away from danger because she runs right to the fucking bomb truck and hides inside it.
Yep, this truck is like the catalyst for everything. This is the center point of the mission. This is what they're going to blame on the Muslims. And she hides in the tool chest of this semi-truck.
Just fucking do it. She deserves it. I don't fucking care anymore. Whatever,
Yeah.
She'll probably just come back in the sequel with two casts on her arm. Whatever.
Mommy, I got a head. Dude, that's what she says whenever the truck wrecks here in a little bit. She's like, I got a bump on my head. It's like, no, bitch. You got fucking beat to death inside that tiny cage. You're done. It's over.
Exactly. You're fucking Indiana Jones in a fridge. You're fucking mush. Don't worry about it. Whatever.
Oh my god. But thankfully, this scene is saved by Sam Jackson. Whenever he's like, I'll save her. And Gina David goes, you can't. There's 12 guys. She goes, psh, well, then kill him for me, bitch. What good are you?
Exactly. And it turns into fucking Splinter Cell or whatever. He's like going through the thing. and she's rattling off directions like, oh, on your 6. He takes out 2 guys, and then she's like, hey, there's 3 guys coming up thing, you can't get them. And then she nails them. Sam Jackson turns into a fucking grade A hero. Like, he's getting lit up. He gets shot in the foot, shot in the legs, shot in the chest, and he's like trucking along all bloody and shit. Just fucking shoot, just fucking with the perfect shot, just like nailing people before he falls over, basically dead.
Yeah, at this point, you were supposed to think that Sam Jackson is dead.
I mean, I guess.
At least I did. I did.
Yeah, but like, immediately they show him just like looking at the car that has the bomb in it, like, you know, connection.
Yes. And you want to talk about thinking he's dead? I guess Gina did, because she's like, whatever, and just fucking leaves him.
I'm just gonna scoot on out of here, I guess.
Immediately gets the fucking truck the girl's in. Like, instantly.
It's fucking hilarious. Like, the
I
bad
do not
guy,
know how
like,
that happens.
This is how it happens. The guy's just like, hey, stop her. She's going for the truck. She gets the truck. We'll kill her or something. Next scene.
Is she like a cowboy who's trying to hold up like a train or something? Like,
It's ridiculous.
It's almost like a fucking episode of Pitch Meeting or whatever.
Yes.
He's like, well, how's she getting the truck? Oh, she just does. Wow, trucks are tight.
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Let's just do it. That's how the movie's gonna go. We don't need to explain it. Just do it.
Wow.
You're supposed to be so enthralled with the action that you don't question it, but it's blatantly like, what? But she gets the driver and throws him out, and it's a scene from Austin Powers. He gets thrown out the truck, and he's on the radio. He goes, "She's got the truck. I'm hurt real bad. I think I'm dying."
And the guy's like, "Well, go back to dying."
Yeah, continue dying. Over and out.
Oh man.
Yeah. So in this time, bunch of shit happens. They're headed toward the Canadian border,
for whatever reason.
Or whatever. Yeah, like it doesn't matter. Explosions. This truck ends up on its side. There's another fight at the border.
Can we talk about the fucking inertia this truck has? Because it does roll on its side, and it fucking slides into Canada. Just whoosh.
She's riding it, for God's sakes, like a fucking mechanical bull. And she's flung off of it. Okay, there was a small child inside of a Mack truck going 60, careening out of control. It smashes through maybe a 2-foot concrete barrier, becomes airborne, turning onto its side, slamming down full force, enough to destroy everything under it. Asphalt kicking up, snow being tossed every direction, mangling the steel itself.
Don't forget the car that they fucking breeze through.
Oh yeah. Right through an automobile to show you how much force this thing is carrying with it. And inside of a tiny cage next to one of the wheels, which has just been mutilated, is a girl who goes, "Mommy, I banged my head."
Yeah, like we all agree, like in real life, she were to open that thing, it'd just be like a thing of spaghetti.
She would be scrambled eggs.
Just paste.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll give it a pass. It's stupid, like beyond the movie's level of already stupid. But what happens next is so fucking badass for no reason that I have to let it go.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about the helicopter thing when she's fighting against the guy in the helicopter?
This whole helicopter bad guy truck gunfight, it's in itself just this small moment in the film is a climax.
I nutted.
I will not disagree. It's fucking action movie worthy. Like this whole little stretch right here makes you go, yes, this is acceptable. I like this.
In action movie pedigree, it fucking excels. Like the bad guy and Gina Davis, they start firing at each other. They have these moments where they go back and forth, like, "Oh man, she's dead. Oh no, he's dead. Oh, he's back." And now they gotta shoot each other some more.
There's a guy hanging, like, caught on fire, hanging from like some Christmas lights, hanging from a tree or something. I don't even know what it is, but he's a bad guy. He's on fire, and what happens here?
I mean, you almost make it sound like
he's a bad guy. He's on fire.
Yeah, no, he's real dead. He's real dead. He's just hanging there.
By Christmas lights that she grabs, takes out a knife that she had just got done threatening the bad guy with, and cuts it. She goes flying into the air with an MP5 submachine gun that was attached to the flaming man, goes, ho, 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 I've got a machine gun, and fucking unloads on the main baddie.
And she gets her moment, though. She fucking gets her moment. She fires at the guy who's now in the helicopter, and he falls out, and he's like, die screaming, motherfucker! And he does, and he falls smack dab on that fucking bomb truck. It's just so... It's cool. It almost doesn't belong here, but it's cool.
That's absolutely the yippee-ki-yay motherfucker moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Jane McClane at it again.
And then I lost my shit because mommy is like beat down and dying.
Yeah.
And her battle scar makeup looks like bad clown makeup. She's got like 2 black smears running down onto each eye and blood all around her lips that makes her look like the sad hobo clown.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's not much worse than how she started out, honestly, with that bleach hair and the fucking prostitute makeup.
She looked like a raccoon.
She turns to the small child and is like, run, Paddington, run.
I'll be right behind you. Just keep going.
Yeah, and she's like, no, you can't die. You're a strong woman who don't need no man, or something like that. And they get on the radio like, I got a kid, I need some help. And the cops are just like, no.
No.
And then, man, oh man, are you in for a fucking treat. The camera just hard cuts to the inside of that vehicle that Sam Jackson was looking at. And guess who's behind the fucking wheel?
It's Sam Jackson.
Bloody mess himself.
It's like somebody, I think Samantha says, or whatever her name is, it doesn't matter, Charlie. She's like, somebody get this motherfucker off of me. And it's like the word motherfucker woke him up. He's like, that's my word.
Yeah, that's what summons Sam Jackson, if you didn't know out there. It's like the word motherfucker summons good old Samuel L.
Is he fucking Beetlejuice?
Oh, motherfucker. What's in your wallet, bitch?
Yeah. And like he gets like a hero's opening with like the coolest musical cue and everything.
Oh, dude, and he comes busting out the back of that and just driving. He's like, get in.
Now, this whole time, the clock has been running on this bomb. And the truck is going to go no matter what. They're on a bridge. Who cares? This fucking explosion, please stop me if I go too far, is one of the best explosions ever to be printed on film. It is one of the coolest fucking things. Chandler's no longer on the cast that I've ever fucking seen. It's so fucking huge, and it just has that level of complexity as it's just like racing down the bridge. It's so fucking satisfying.
I love the boom, and I love the cars being thrown into the air that then rain down upon them.
Yeah, it's like Twister. Left, right.
I gotta go. We got cows.
Then you got Arnold in the background. The bridge is out.
And the kid says something, and like Sam Jackson just shoots her a look like, fuck you, kid. I just saved your life.
Mm-hmm. And then it like smash cuts to Thelma and Louise.
I haven't seen that.
Just smash cuts to fucking Gina Davis driving some car dressed like Thelma and Louise just for no reason.
There's no in between. It's just like, hey, everything's better now.
Yeah, to me, she looks just like Jessica Lange in American Horror Story.
Ooh,
like, just like her.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yeah, she's getting calls from the president like, hey, I'm glad to hear you okay. You want to come back to government work? And no, I've got so many papers to grade. You know, I just don't have the time.
That sounds like, hey, how's it going? Oh, you don't want to come back? That's okay. Say hi to your mother for me. Have a good one.
And then you got the Larry King fucking show, and he's like, we're here with Mr. Hennessy, and we're talking about treason. Mr. Hennessy, tell us about yourself. He's like, I hope my wife sees this. I'm Frank and Ernest all the time. Well, when I'm in Detroit, I'm Frank, and when I'm in Cleveland, I'm Ernest.
and they just fade away on that fucking joke. Like,
like the ex-wife and the son are just sitting at home watching him on TV, is like mouth agape, like, I can't believe he just made this fucking joke on TV.
Yeah, like you're trying to win back your family, and you're like, bitches, get at me.
I mean, I'd probably pop a joke like that on national television. I don't give a shit. I'll embarrass anybody.
But happy ending.
Happy
Yeah,
ending indeed.
You do end up seeing, the wife and she's back with her husband and the kid, playing in like a meadow or whatever. They've got a farm out in Montana or something, I assume is where they are. I don't know. They're somewhere away from everything.
Yeah, it's it's a little hokey because like the husband is like almost still completely oblivious to the whole situation. He's just like, oh wow, it's good to have you guys back. I could look at this sunset forever. And she like hucks the knife and hits a log or whatever, and she's just like, yeah, chef, do that. Credit.
Zibbity bop boo down. Donut.
Yeah, the movie just ends. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like when they wrote this movie, they got to the explosion and like, well, what comes next? They're like, what?
Uh-huh.
They're just like, wrap it up neatly. Phone call from the president and they're on the farm. Quick, somebody license that song.
And Larry King. Larry King wants to be in a movie, right? We'll give him
What the kids
6
like
seconds.
nowadays. Larry King.
Larry King, yeah.
Now, I was a little excited when you put this on the list because I remember seeing this as a kid or when I was younger and just loving the shit out of it. As I'm older, I still really like it. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect action movie, but Sam Jackson and Gina Davis just playing off each other is fucking phenomenal. The action is really fucking great. The bad guy is kind of whatever, and he kind of, I don't know, he kind of lessens the experience, but as a whole, I would recommend this movie.
I had never heard of this movie before. I don't know where I was. Never fucking heard of it. So I didn't really know what I was walking into. Sam Jackson does a really great job. I love his dialogue. I love his delivery. Gina Davis I like for pretty much half the movie. And toward the end, she has some redeeming moments too. Overall, it's okay. It's fine. The action is fun, if not incredibly ridiculous. But I don't regret watching it.
My wife picked this one, and I've watched this with her dozens of times. She's watched every fucking Arnold with me more than I can count on my hands and toes. It's fun. It's just fun. Like, if you're looking to try to pick this thing apart like we are, you're not going to find what you're looking for. It's not enjoyable in that sense. But if you're just looking for something to have in the background with enough shit going on and enough things to catch your attention to make you look up from your phone and really invest 40 seconds at a time, this is your film.
Yeah.
And there you have it. The Long Kiss Goodnight. Have any strong feelings about the movie or the show? Leave in the comment sections below.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you know next time we've got another one brewing.
Get out there and follow us on all of our different social medias. We got a Facebook, a Twitter, Instagram, and a Reddit. And if you don't,
Die screaming, motherfucker.
Dang.